What's up, everybody? So it is 20th of August, and the last video which I made it was on 9th of July, in which I lost around $11. That trade recap is already done, but in this whole, it's been like more than 1.5 months. I have been making no videos, but I was trading regularly. I have taken a lot of trades. In fact, I have taken multiple payouts from this account, and a lot of things have been progressed in these 1.5 months. So in this long video, I am going to give a breakdown of all the trades which I took in this time, and so this $11.8 trade which I lost, this trade recap has already been uploaded in the previous video. So we are going to start with this trade. So this was a trade in which I made $97. As you guys can see it over here, it was high volume time, 5 minute. I don't consult 5 minute, but 5 minute had broken a support, and I entered based on the next candle when it broke the low of the previous 5 minute candle, because the stops were so high on the 5 minute on the 15-minute time frame. So I started consulting the 5 minute over here. So as you guys can see that I entered over here, somewhere over here, my stop loss was over there, and I just entered that trade, and then it started going in profits, and I exited somewhere over uh, I exited somewhere over uh, here. Yeah, you guys can see that I exited somewhere over here where when I was up $100. So I exited over there. So this was a trade. It was a basic trade, good, using volume to my benefit. I took this trade, and then I just booked around 60 pips. Nothing great over here was going on. So in this trade, I made around $97.5. Okay, so in the next, till this after I ended this trade, I was up already up around $265, but my payout date was not near, and I had to wait for my payout. So this whole week I did not take a trade. This $22 trade, I just don't know how I took this trade. I took it out of FOMO. So let's go all the way back till uh, July, and let's see what I was doing in July. So this trade, let me unzoom this, and bro, I don't even remember which trades I have taken. That is the reason why I'm journaling all of this over here. So yeah, this was the trade which I in which I made around $97. If I see the history last 3 months, this is the history of this account. I have been trading a lot, and man, let me see. Wait, bro. Yeah, I'll just leave it. So in this okay, I think this was 6th July. Bro, okay, so this was the trade in which I made $97, and after like booking this $97, now my plan was to not trade, and like I was already up around 5%. So my plan was to not trade and just leave this account, and let's request my first payout. But what happened is that on Monday, I don't know why I took this trade. I took a sell over here, and I just lost around $22 more. And uh, seven, yeah, and this was the trade. This was this trade which I took. I booked around $98, and in this trade, the next trade, which was on Monday, this was an unplanned trade. I don't know why I took this trade. This was a bad trade. I acted on impulse and I took it. I don't know why. This was not even in my plan. I lost $21, but then I decided to take a break, and then I did not trade this whole week. I waited for my payout patiently, and then I requested my first payout, and I have the screen recording of me requesting that payout. So man, that was a very like it was a very uh, I don't know, man, but it was a very emotional and a very like big achievement for me that I took this payout. So yeah, I requested my payout over here. It was a $243 payout. I requested that, and as you guys can see over here, that I was requesting my payout somewhere over here. I requested the payout, मैंने ये bonus हटाया. It was a $184 reward which I was like which I had to receive, and then I requested this. And bro, पता नहीं क्या कर रहा था मैं इस टाइम पे. I took my account and then I like selected all of these things, and then I requested my payout. uh, yeah, I then requested my payout, uh, which you guys can see. And to my surprise, I got this payout within 2 minutes, bro. I got this I like requested this on 5 8 a.m., and then I got an email, and I got this received this payout in 2 minutes. And I also have my certificate for this payout. So let's go and see the certificate which I got for this payout. um, yeah, this was the certificate. I got this payout on 23rd July. I got this $184 payout on 23rd July. It was a big achievement for me, man. And after taking this payout, I after taking this payout, so if we see go over here, I took this payout. I did not trade the whole July. I guess I didn't trade the entire July, and then trading on I resumed trading on 23rd of July, which we can also see over here. Let's go. Yeah, which we can see over here. Uh, we can see it over here. I took my first trade after taking my payout. I took my first trade on 23rd of July. So let's go and journal this trade. What happened in this trade? Let's see that. Uh, I don't have the screen recordings of the trade. I'm just going to journal it over here. So let's go to 23rd July, and this was the trade. I opened a sell over here, and then I booked around. Used around 0.15 lots. I opened a sell over here. Price went all the way down till here, man. I remember this trade. It was a very painful trade, man. Price went around 180 pips in my direction. Like, it went around 180 pips in my direction. But my rule is to always the first trade I take after my payout, or after like resetting my account, I book it at 1%, or I book it at 1 is to 1 or 1 is to 1.5. So I risked around $50, made around $50, exited, and but price went and gave a huge move. So why did I take this trade in the first place? Was see that it was already a big ass downtrend going on over here. Plus, if you guys see on the left, there was a support which was broken by this candle. So as soon as that candle broke the support, I waited for the next candle to wake up, and as soon as it started to break below its opening, I entered a sell with my stop loss over here, and then I booked an easy 1 is to 1. So this was a trade in which I made $49, and then on this was a trade, yeah. And then on 24th, I took two trades in which I lost $58. So let's see what happened on 24th. So on 24th, the first trade which I took was this. I think if I consult on the 15 minute, it was 24th, right? So let's go to 24th. Yeah, this was the previous trade in which I made $50. Man, this candle moved 200 pips in my direction. It was a painful day, but yeah, I didn't FOMO. So over here, what I did is, let me like zoom this in. Uh, man, what I did over here, uh, I think I entered a sell and I lost $14. And but why did I even enter a sell over here? Pro 5 minute, 15 minute. I entered a see. I don't even remember why I took this trade. I think the whole idea of this trade was that this support was broken. Yeah, I remember now. This support was broken. If we see on the 30-minute time frame, this support was broken. This 15-minute, previous 15-minute candle, uh, support was broken, and then I entered a sell over here. But then this candle retraced even more, and then it like took out my stop loss. So because anticipating volume, I took an impulse entry for price to move down, but that never worked out. So I lost $14. And then on 24th, I took on the same day I took another trade. Man, what happened? I don't know why this portion is not the MT5 is not showing me this portion, bro. I really don't know why. I don't know. So let's just skip this trade. I don't know. I cannot like see this portion. This I remember this day, man. I really remember this day. This day. Okay, so I ended my week break even, lost $9, and then I went in the next week with full confidence. And keep in mind that I am already break even at this point. So on 27th Monday, I took a sell. I remember this trade vividly. I took a sell, and let me tell you the reason of taking this sell. Man, see, it was a pretty basic setup, very nice setup. Price was going up, formed a support, broke the support with a very nice candle, and then waited for this next candle to go and make a high first, and then this candle made a high, and I entered right over this candle's closure. Entered all the way over here, waited for this candle to like go down all the way. It went 20 pips down, and when it price went in profits because it was my account, because it was my fresh account. I was already break even, plus this was master account, so I was very conservative using my risk. So what happened is that as soon as price went in profits, I trailed my stop loss. I don't know, somewhere over there. I break evened it basically. I break even my stop loss. If I like go on the 30-minute, yeah, I like did something over there. I break even my stop loss, and you know what happened? The next candle went up. It took my stop loss. It just went there to take my stop loss. I don't know why. Like I don't blame markets, but you see this. You see this unfortunate situation over here, like, right? It went up, took my stop loss, and then it gave such a huge move in my direction, man. Such a huge move. Like I entered over here, price took my stop loss, lost around $9, and then it gave 150 pips move in my direction, man. My original target was this, but it gave such a huge move. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to capitalize on this trade, so I lost $9 again. Now, now let's. I don't know why I took Tuesday off because I think there was news on Tuesday. Let's see Wednesday what happened on 29th of this trade, right? 29th of July. Let's go. 29th of July. 29th of July. Yeah, this was a pretty good trade, I guess. Um, I was price had slammed towards a support. Price had slammed towards a support and towards a resistance. Made a bearish candle. I entered a sell and made around $84. You know what? Um, this was this was a B plus setup. Like this wasn't my A plus setup because see, if you see price was already trending upwards, it made a resistance candle over here. So ideally, if price is going up and I want to sell, I want to look for a break of a support. I didn't look for that. I just took this candle into consideration and I entered a sell. Luckily, it went in my direction, but this was not my regular A plus setup. Uh, I I entered a sell over here, and then I think I booked some positions over here. Then price went up, retraced, and then I trailed my stop loss somewhere over here, and then it took my stop loss and then gave a huge move in my direction again. But this was not a very good trade, to be very honest. This was uh, it was a B plus setup, I guess. Now, if we move towards this day, on 30th of July. Let's see, 30th of July. I lost $33 on 30th of July. This was the setup. Uh, Man, to be very honest, I don't even remember these trades. 30th of July, bro. Yeah. So, yeah, now I remember this. So, on the 15 minute, if you see that this was a support, this candle had broken this support, and then there was clean range for price to move down all the way over here. So based on that, I took a sell over here and then got stopped out somewhere over here. So basically my idea was that I this candle had broken the support. It was a counter trend trade, and this uh, the next candle I was waiting for this candle to break the low of the previous candle, and then my stop loss was on the current candle's high, but that never worked out. I entered a bit early, and stop loss got hit and I lost $32. This was a good trade, but yeah, probability, I guess. So now let's move on to 31st. 31st, what happened on 31st? Let's go, let's see, 31st. Okay, so this was 31st. Yeah, I remember this trade exactly. So, so I'm like, this video is for me, it's for my journaling. So, one thing which I have learned recently with experience is that, see, what was the idea of this trade? The idea was that, see, this was a good bearish candle. It had broken this support. It had broken and closed below the support. I entered a sell right after that closure. And that was a big mistake because, see, whenever a support or a resistance is being broken or is being breached, you need to see how the candle is reacting to that certain price level. I didn't see how the next candle is reacting. I entered impulsively on the closure. So I should have seen that. I should have waited for this candle to at least go and make a high and then. But I entered early. I entered like this was in my plan. Like this, I won't say that this was a bad trade, but now after like observing my losses on these kind of setups, I have realized one thing that I need to like wait for the next candle to for 2 3 minutes to make a high or make a low and then see how it is reacting and then enter. So yeah, so I entered a sell over here. And my stop loss was on the current candle's high, and it got hit. I lost on $32. So this was the trade, and then on the next day, I guess yeah, on 31st July, you see the lot sizes over here. It's 0.15, 0.15, 0.16. But on 32 point on this day on 30th July, if you see my account, if you see my account, I am already like I think I am yeah I am 1% up. I am just barely profitable. Okay, so but one thing which is good is that I have already taken a payout. I have like recovered my home money. I have recovered the challenge fees and everything. Plus, I've recovered much more. So now I'm just trading. So on 31st July, I lost $46 because I also like increased my lot size. I increased it to 0.25 lots. Let's see what happened on 31st of July. Uh, Bro, cannot see my trade. The 31st July trade, I cannot see that. Bro, I cannot see this trade. There's some gap over there. I don't know what type of glitch is this, but there is some gap. Yeah, man, I don't know what sort of a glitch is this. I cannot see this trade. Anyway, I lost $45 over there, but then, I went and I took a very nice trade. Uh, and I made $125. I entered with 0.18 lots. Good RR, good risk to reward, good trade. Okay, so now let me explain you the trade idea. So basically what happened was that this was NY session. All of my trades were in NY session. The trades which I took earlier or which I didn't take in NY session, I would mention them, and those were losses, to be very honest. So if you see over here, uh, price had went all the way up towards this resistance, and this was a very impulsive move. This was a very aggressive move. So after this move, what I was waiting for is I was waiting for a rejection on this resistance. So I this was a big ass 15-minute candle. It was a big okay. So why didn't I wait for a 30-minute closure? Because this 15-minute candle was so strong with so much volume that I just entered right after this candle's closure. And now let me tell you the difference between this trade and that past trade in which I made around $84, and I said that wasn't a good trade. So on that trade, price was trending. Price was trending bullish. In this trade, price is not trending. Price, if you see, it is still ranging. You see this? So this was a very good trade. So after this bearish candle which was formed on resistance, I took a sell. Stop loss was, I guess, somewhere over here on the previous 15-minute, on the previous on the current candle's high. There was a stop loss was over here, 15-minute candle, entered with 0.18 lots over here, exited on this support. Pretty good trade. Made around how many pips? Yeah, 70 pips, 75 pips. Made around $125. So this was a very good trade. which I took on the 1st of August. So this is where August has started, and this was a trade which I took on 1st of August. I took this trade. I took this trade on the 1st of August, and I made $124. Pretty good day, pretty nice. Then on the 2nd of August, I guess. No, on the what's the next trade? On which day I have taken my next trade? Okay, so I have taken my next trade on. Okay, so this was 3rd of August. I'm sorry. This was 3rd of August. It was a weekend, and after that weekend on Monday it was 3rd of August. I made $124 as I showed you. Now over here on the 4th of August I made $100 again, $100 again. So let's see what kind of setup I took on the 4th of August. Okay, so this was 4th of August. This trade, I remember, it was purely based on the 30-minute time frame. Now let me show you what happened over here. So basically, uh, what happened is this was NY session. I remember this. This was NY session, and it was 1 hour into NY session, and it was NYSE was about to open. But what happened is that price was trending, like price. You see this resistance over here. Price went all the way up till here, and it took rejection. Okay, so on this day I had no plans to trade. On this day I had no plans to trade because I was already in profits, and I was kind of waiting for my payout date to arrive so that I can book my 125, or some. I had made some gains over here on the in the past week. I had made some gains, so I was waiting to, like, I think I made around $100 or something. So I was waiting to secure that amount for my payout first. But I saw such a good setup that I could not resist, to be very honest. I had no plans to take a trade. I remember this day I had missed my NY session. I had missed 5 p.m. is NY session open time. I had missed the NY open time, and I was asleep. I remember that, and I woke up at exactly 5:45 or 5 yeah 5:45 or 5:45. Woke up. I saw the charts, and till 6 this 30-minute candle had closed. So what had happened? Price had went all the way up. It took rejection. It closed over here. Then this next 30-minute candle was a strong bearish candle. Then the next 30-minute candle, if you see over here, the next 30-minute candle, it was a rejection candle. It went all the way up. It closed bullish. It closed bullish, but it was a rejection candle. It went all the way up, but then it took rejection again from that same level, and then it went and closed below. So now this was 6 p.m. and YSC was about to open in around 30 minutes. High volume time, peak volume time. I opened a sell as soon as the next 30-minute candle wicked up and started to break below the low of the previous 30-minute candle. What was my idea? The idea was that price was on a rejection level. It had taken multiple rejection, and now it was certain that price has to go down. So based on that, based on this candle, I entered a sell over here, captured around 65 pips, went in with 0.18 lots, captured around 65 to 67 pips, made $100, called it a day, booked my profits, and then price eventually then went up. But this was a very nice trade. I executed over here, closed over here. I had targeted this wick, to be very honest. If we see it on the 15-minute time frame, I was targeting this support. So yeah, so this was a very nice trade. After taking this trade, I was already up around $210. 4% I was up. So I then requested my second payout, which you guys can see over here. Yeah, I requested my second payout on 6th of August. So if we go and see our certificates, then I requested my second payout on 6th of August, and this is my certificate. I think it was a $160 payout. So yeah, it was a $158 payout. I took my second payout. Uh, so I was like very happy. On this was 6th of August. Yeah, I guess this was 6th. Yeah, it was 6th of August. On the day I took my 4th of August, I had stopped trading, and on 6th, I then went and I took my payout. It was a very nice, like, was a big achievement for me because I was It was not like once in a blue moon kind of thing. I took my second payout, and then I was really happy on 6th of August. And then on 6th, I found another trade which I took. I remember it, and this trade was such a banger trade. But as you guys know, that my rule is to book 1% or book at 1 is to 1 on my first trade of the account when my account gets resetted, right? So if we go on 6th of August, you guys can see that this was my payout. $210 I had made after my 80% split. I got around $160, and then I took this trade. This was on the 6th of August. I took this trade. Basically, what had happened is that price had come towards this this support level. It was a very impulsive move. Price had come to the support level, took rejection from here, and this 15-minute had candle had closed on a support. So I executed a buy right over here, and there was clean range for price to move up. So there was clean range for price to move up. I opened a buy over here, went in with 0.15 lots. Risk was less because this was the first trade after the payout. This was the same day on the day which I requested my payout. I took that payout and then I closed my trade. Bro, what happened? Yeah, I took that payout and then I closed my trade at $50, and then price ended up giving a huge move again in my direction. So this was 6th of August. Let's go to 6th of August. Yeah, this was the trade. This was the trade. Price then went and gave such a huge move in my direction, as you guys can see. So I was like, see what is happening at this point. What is happening at this point? I am I am profitable. I am taking consistent payouts, but there are certain trades in which I could have made a lot of money, but I did not because I was sticking to my rules and I was booking my profits early. You see this? I made $50 for 40 pips, made $52. Good, made a buffer, but then price went and around it went around 260 pips, bro. It went 260 pips in my direction. So after seeing all these moves and after analyzing this, what had what do you guys think? What had come in my mind? So there was a thought which came in my mind that, man, I think I should let my runners and let my winners run, and that was the biggest mistake because based on certain moves, I had changed my trading plan. And after changing my trading plan, you guys can see that this was a trade. You guys can see that after changing my trading plan, I went to the next week in which I was not booking profits, and then I lost a lot of money. This week, man, I lost $360. The previous week, I lost $360, man. Terrible week, terrible week, because I changed my plan and I was not booking profits. There were days where I was in profits. If I would have booked, I could have easily like made another payout. So the first trade, 10th of August. Let's go to 10th of August. 10th of August. Let's see one thing. 10th of August. So let me show you one thing. This is 10th of August, right? Price, price. Okay, so this is 10th of August, and on 10th of August, this was Monday. I have a clear rule that on Monday I am going to book at 1 is to 1. That's a clear as rule in my trading plan. But because of those previous trades, what I had ingrained in my mind is that, man, I think I should let my winners run. So this was right at NY Open. Price had come towards a crucial support level, had given me a good bullish candle, had given me a good bullish candle, and price, I entered a buy over here. I entered a buy with around 0.15 lots. No, I entered a buy with around 0.18 lots. This is the trade. I entered a buy over here with a stop loss of, I think, previous 30-minute or previous 15-minute. This trade was executed on the 15-minute time frame. So basically what happened is that price had slammed towards crucial support level, gave a good bullish support, and support had formed on a crucial support level. And the next candle, as soon as it was wicking down, I entered a buy because I was so certain that price is going to go up because of this good bullish candle. I entered a buy over here with 0.18 lots, and price went 46 pips, 45 pips in my direction. I was up $70 at this point. I also have the screen recording of this trade. I remember that vividly. I had uploaded that screen recording on my Instagram. So if you see this on my Instagram, I think this was the trade. Yeah, this was 10th of August. This was a trade. Spend months in the corner. Let me like mute the audio. And this was a trade which I took. It is the same trade I entered. Wait, yeah, you guys can see that I'm already up $70. See, this is the exact same trade. I was up $70 at a point, but because of all those thoughts which I had back in my mind that man, I should let my winners run. I am going to target this entire range. That never worked out because that is very rare. And if I had followed my trading plan, I would have easily booked at $50 to $60. I would have easily booked when I would have reached around 45 50 pips. So yeah, so but I did not. And on this screen recording, you guys can see that. Uh, you guys can see that. Spotify rap. Man, it's Drake going on. Like I even tapped to close the trade, but because of all those thoughts that I'm not letting my winners run, I did not close this trade. And despite being in $60 of profits, I couldn't like close this. Despite targeting a good trade, despite capturing pips, despite doing everything, I trailed my stop. The good thing was that I had trailed my stop loss to the current candle's low, but I did not, because I did not book. I got stopped out. I lost around $12. Okay, so I lost $12 over here, and man, to be very honest, it was Monday. I should have booked because you know what my rule is that as my week is starting, I need to book profits so that the rest of the days I can trade aggressively. But because if you don't book profits on the first day of the week, despite that you are in profits, then if there is a loss on that day, then the whole week you're trying to recover from that loss. So your whole state of mind gets negative. Your mind gets into a drawdown, into a mental drawdown. So after taking this trade, this was 10th of August, I took a second trade on 10th of August. So now I was also over trading this day. This whole week I was over trading. I had gone, my overconfidence was on peak. I took a second trade, and I took this trade. This trade I made the same mistake. Why did I take this trade? Because what I thought is I saw this entire bullish candle being formed, and it went and it reached towards this resistance. And to be very honest, it didn't even break this resistance. But because I was anticipating volume, I entered a buy right over here without even waiting for this high to be broken. And I because now you know what, I was over trading and I had that revenge trading frame of mind at this point. I entered with 0.18 lots. Good thing was that I like my stop loss was on the current candles low. Again, I lost $41. I lost $41 again. Lost around $53 this day. The day where I could have easily closed my day on a $70, $60 profit. I closed my day in $55 of loss. Then the next day, this day, 11th of August, this is the worst day of this account. This is the worst day I have had in the past 3 4 months. This day, 11th of August. Let's see what kind of a shit I did on this 11th of August day. So let's go. Let's go to 11th, bro. Yeah, this is 11th. So okay, so on 11th, if you guys see, price was already trending and it was going up. There was clean range on the left hand side, and to be very honest, I was looking for buys. I was looking for buys. There was an internal resistance which had been broken by this big as bullish candle, a very strong 99 pips bullish candle. The next candle, the next candle had wicked down and had started to break the high. I entered a buy. It was a very good trade, good setup, A plus setup. In a bullish scenario, price had broken a support with good volume, with a good candle. I am taking a buy as soon as the next candle is breaking the high of the previous candle by placing my stop loss on the current candle's low over here. Right? It looks like a very good trade, and I am going in with 0.18 lots. So good trade. There's clean range on the left, but that never worked out. That didn't work out. Despite being an A plus setup, that didn't work out because it was probability, bro. I should have just accepted that loss, but no. Despite being in a loss yesterday, I took another trade. I gave this trade a second chance despite exceeding and breaching my daily loss limit for for see, there is one daily loss limit which the firm gives you, and then there is one daily loss limit in your trading plan. In my trading plan, it is that I shouldn't lose more than 1% in a day. Okay, so I lost $50 already. I lost 1% in a day. The previous day was also a losing day. It could have been a winning day, but because of my fuck ups, it was a losing day. I gave this trade a second chance, and I went in with 0.18 loss. I entered a buy right over here. If you see over here, I entered a buy right over here. Stop loss was here. It went, it went, it. I entered a buy. It went and it breached my stop loss, and I lost $90. I lost $90, bro. I lost $150. This is my master account. I lost 3%. Terrible. And at this point I was so like I could like observe my state of mind, and I was so pissed on myself because man I was like really messing this shit up. I lost $150 anyway, called it a day, called it a day, came back on 12th, came back on 12th, took four trades on 12th. I never take four trades. My only rule is to take one trade, maximum two, and that too if the first trade has not breached my daily loss limit for the day. So on 12th of August I took four trades. Let's see what I did over here. So let's go to 12th of August, and bro, I don't know what I even did, bro. See, again, that same mistake again, bro, that same mistake again. I did that same mistake again. uh this was the trade, right? Yeah, I had entered a sell over here. Pretty nice trade. Let's see it on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah. Okay, so this trade was based on the 30-minute time frame. Price had went and it had slammed onto this resistance. It got rejected, went again, got rejected again, and formed a good bearish candle. There was clean range for price to fill. I entered a sell right at this candle's closure, and I had entered this on the 15-minute. I guess this was the starting of the 30-minute candle. So this was the starting of this trade. I entered based on the 30-minute time frame, entered right at this candle's closure. Stop loss was above the current candle's high, and if we see the first half of this 30-minute candle, price was in profits. I was up around how much? I was up around 50 pips, bro. I was up around $100 at this point, but I did not book. I again did not book because what had happened previously, I thought I'm not letting my winners run. And because of those thoughts, despite being taking good trades, I was not booking profits. 50 pips I was up at a point. I didn't book profits, and then I lost on this trade. I lost around $73 on this trade, man. 12th of August, I lost around $73 on this trade. In a trade where I was up around $100 at a point. So I lost $73 again on this trade. Terrible day. Terrible day. I was really messing up all my rules, not following them based on some based on some assumptions and based on some tweaks which had happened on my mind. I was so adamant that I am going to let my winners run. And because of that, Because of that thought, I was even not booking profits on the trades which were actually good trades, which I had taken. Lost $70 over here, took another trade. And why did I take this trade? Because see, price had gone all the way, it had formed up support, and now I thought, yeah, okay, so now I thought that a support has formed. There is clean range. Now I had made this a support. There is clean range for price to fill. There's clean range for price to fill. Already it was an uptrend, and price maybe had come back for a rejection. I was making all of these confluences because I had to take another trade. This is what the revenge trading does to you. I took a buy over here, took a buy at this candle's closure, didn't work out. Stop loss was on the current candle's low. I lost $18 again. Lost $18 again. And then you know what happened? I took another trade. I don't know why I took this trade. I thought I don't know. Really don't know, man, why I took the next trade. This was all happening based on impulse, based on emotional over trading state of mind. I took another trade. I thought this is a rejection break. It is a resistance form. Let's take another sell. Took this sell, made $9, and exited this sell out of fear. And you know what? You know what? I didn't even knew that this was a CPI day. And right after I booked and closed this trade, this was a huge ass move. This was a huge ass CPI move which happened. And man, I was so pissed on myself because this was a trade, right? $109 trade. It was 12th of August, $109. I lost because I didn't check news. I didn't check the calendar. I lost $109 based on my stupidity. I was so pissed on myself. So if you see what was happening on this week, first day I was in profits. I could have closed my trade in green. I could have made a buffer for my account, but because of that thought, that previous thought, I didn't do that. Lost $55. The second day I was up around the second day I was up around $70 at a point. See this? I was up around $70 I was up around $100 at a point, but I lost $70. And after taking that loss, I didn't accept that loss, and I kept on trading more, and I lost $150. So if you see, this trade, this day as well I was in profits, the next day as well I was in profits. So if I would have booked this day on $50, I would have booked this trade on $100. I was up $150. And this day 12th of August I could have skipped because I always skip CPI. So I was up $150 if I would have followed my rules, but because I didn't follow my rules, so I was down $300. I was down $300. So I was really pissed on myself, and then I decided that I won't trade. But on Thursday I took another trade. This was a good trade, I guess. On Thursday, let's see what had happened. This was 13th of August. Yeah. Okay, so this was 13th of August. I took. So this was 13th of August, and on 13th of August I took. Bro. Okay, so it was 12th of August, I guess. Uh, No, it was 13th of August. This 12th of August. I took another trade. I lost $24. I don't know what I did on that day. So where is it? Yeah, I took another. Okay, so after CPI, because based on my fear and everything, based on my revenge trading mindset, I took another trade. Wow, I cannot even believe my eyes what I'm seeing right now. I took another trade, lost $24 again. This was the worst day of my life, man. 12th of August, I traded CPI because I didn't check calendar, lost $110. It was terrible, terrible. And then on 13th of August, this day it was a good trade, which I took on 13th of August. Let's see which trade which trade did I take. So on 13th of August, price was trending bullish. Price was trending bullish. There was a support formed in a bullish scenario. So it was perfect for me. Support had formed in a bullish scenario, and it was I remember it was pre NY, I guess. It was pre NY session. Support had formed. I entered a buy over here. I entered a buy over here, but then and the stop loss was on the current candles low. I entered a buy over here, price retraced and it hit my stop loss, lost $15. Pretty fine, pretty fine. I lost $15, but then I entered. Yeah, I lost $15, but then I entered again. I gave this trade a second chance because $15. To be very honest, I followed my trading plan on that day. $15. I took my second chance for the day because my daily loss limit is 1%. It's $50, but I had lost $14, so I already had $35 in my bucket. I had entered this trade with point 0.1 lots over here. I entered again with point 0.2 lots, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I exited on point 0.2. I think it was an execution error or something. I messed up. I exited on point 0.2 lots, and then I entered again. I entered thrice. I entered at that same pro. Okay, no, 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 no. This man, I have like literally forgotten all of the trades. So on this, okay, now let me explain you guys. Let me explain you this. So this was a trending bullish scenario, and a support had formed over here. After the support formed, I entered a buy. The first time it didn't work out, $15.7 I lost. Then I gave my trade a second chance, and then the second time it worked out. It worked out. I I entered a buy over here. Price went all the way up till it went 87 pips. It went 87 pips. I was up at around $150 at a point. I was up with point 0.2 lots. Man, 87 pips. I was up at around $100 to $150 at a point. But what I was targeting this range, this entire range. Why? Because I had that same mindset. I had made a tweak and a change in my trading plan that I am going to let my winners win. And based on that mindset, I again did not book profits. I did not book profits, and then I exited out at break even $0.2. So this was a despite so let's analyze the week. Let's analyze the week. First day, $50. I should if I would have let's see an ideal scenario in which I would have followed my trading plan, which had made me this profitable, which had made me get two payouts in a row. So on the first day, I was up $70 at a point. I could have booked at $50 based on my trading plan. Second day, I was up $100. If I would have booked at $100, I would be up $150. The third day, it was CPI. If I would have checked calendar, I would not have not traded on the third day. And on the fourth day, I was up $150 at a point. I had captured 80 pips. So if I would have followed my trading plan in this entire week, I would be up around $300. You see, the strategy was working. I was the one who was messing up the strategy. I was the one who was messing up the execution, was messing up the trade management. So based on all of this analysis which I'm doing right now, this video which I'm making right now, this video is for me. It is for me to analyze that, Abdullah, where are you wrong? And if and after all of this analysis, I have realized that I am not going to let my winners and all that bullshit to get into my mind. I am going to book profits, and I'm just going to follow my trading plan, and I'm going to follow those rules which I have made me profitable in the first place. So on 13th, it was a banger trade. This was a banger trade, to be very honest. 87 pips, very good trade. But I exited out at break even because I didn't book. And then I took another trade. I don't know why I took this trade. I really don't know why, man. I don't know why I took this trade. I think I took this trade based on revenge trading mindset or based on some fear. I took this trade and I lost $28 again. So this was a very unnecessary loss which I took over here. So what rules am I messing up? I am not booking my profits earlier, and I am taking more than two trades a day. I am taking like I'm not following my risk management plans as well. I am, despite hitting my daily loss limit, I'm still trading. So first rule which I breached was that I was not booking profits at 50 pips, 60 pips at those certain on Mondays and Tuesdays. I book profits earlier at $50, $100, 50 pips, 60 pips, 70 pips, like this. And then later in the week, if I am in profits, then I should have quit my restaurant. That would have made much more sense, but I did not do that. So this was the first rule which I believed. The second rule was that I was over trading. I was trading based on my emotions. I was trading based on the revenge. I was not, I was so adamant on a setup and I could not accept that loss, which made me lose even more. So, so yeah, I broke that rule as well. And the third rule was that I was taking more than two trades a day. So if I would have followed my plan, if I would have followed my strategy, I would be up around $300. But because I did not follow my strategy, I was down $360. And I was down $360. I was like literally down 6% in drawdown. And I was on a verge to blow this account. Then, then what happened? I did not trade Friday, I did not trade Saturday, I did not trade Sunday, obviously because it was a weekend. I took 3 days off, and then I came back on Monday, and then I realized I took a I like um, analyzed myself, and then I I said to myself that I'm going to follow my plans, and then on Monday, I took a trade. I took a trade booked at around 50 pips. That was it. That was it. And it worked out beautifully. Price had Price had broken a consolidation range. This was a longest consolidation going over here. This was end by session price. A big bearish candle came. It had broken. Okay, it had broken below this area. One more thing which I had started to implement is that I had started consulting the 30-minute time frame only for entries. I'm not going to consult 15-minute time frame because 15 minutes is a lower confirm is a lower is a lesser strong is a lesser strong time frame. It's not that the confirmations on the 15-minute time frames are not that strong. So now I had started to just follow the 30-minute time frame. This 30-minute candle went close below this range. I entered a sell because there was clean range for price to move down. I entered a sell, and as soon as I hit, I have the screen recording of this trade as well. So let me show you that as well. So as long as I hit around I think this is the trade which I took. uh, yeah, so as you guys can see that over here, wait, as you guys can see that over here I was waiting for this candle to break and close below this area, and as soon as this candle went and closed below this area, I took a sell. Price then started retracing. My stop loss was on the current candle's high, and this was Monday. I was already in a deep drawdown, and then price then later went and it started to reject and started going in my direction, and then it went all the way down till over here. My original TP was somewhere over here, but then I closed my trade right at I closed my trade right at somewhere over here. As it hit $100, I closed my trade because I started following my plan which I had made on 4 Mondays, and I just followed that plan, made around $112 this day, and this was Monday. I regained back some of my confidence, and bro, regained back some of my confidence, and this was $112 win, which I took on Monday. Regained my self confidence and just started following my plan. I was down before this trade. I was down 6%. After taking this trade, I was down 4%. I had like recovered 2% of my drawdown. I used that same lot size, $0.2, used that same lot size, and then on Tuesday, there was no setup for me. I was see now I have started trading nonchalantly. I'm not actively looking for setups. I am looking for I now I am looking first of all now what has changed in my trading is that I am looking to book profits early and like follow my trading plan. Plus, now I'm not actively looking and striving for setups. No, I'm not doing that. I am only a trade. I'm like finding reasons to not take a trade. And if there is no reason to take a trade, to not take a trade, then only then I'm taking a trade. So booked around $120, and then on Tuesday I did not trade Tuesday because I couldn't find a setup. I waited for 3 hours on Tuesday, on 17th of August. I waited 3 hours, but I did not. On 18th of August, I waited 3 hours. I couldn't find a trade. I didn't take a trade. On 19th, then I took a trade. It was today. I took a trade again, and I have the screen recording of that trade as well. But let's leave the screen recording and let's see what happened over here. So basically, price was trending bullish, and this trade was executed based on the 30-minute time frame. Price was trending bullish, but there was a support over here, and this trade was taken right at NY open. There was a big red candle which went and closed below the support. There was a big red candle which went and closed below the support. I opened a sell over here. Price went around 20 pips in profits, and then I have the screen recording of this trade as well. But like, there's no point in showing the screen recording. You guys can see it over here as well. That uh, price, I opened a sell, price went in 20 pips, but 20 pips is not my rule, to be very honest. My rule to close a trade early is 50 pips. Minimum it is 50 pips. On point 2 lots, 50 pips, I close my trade. So that was my rule. 50 pips didn't achieve, so I didn't close my trade. I had trailed my stop loss to the current candle's high, so I lost $16, which was pretty fine. It was a good setup. I lost $16 over here. Then today I took a second trade because I had not breached my daily loss limit. So I took a second trade, and after this trade, price kept on moving up, kept on moving up, kept on moving up, and then I took a second trade. And why did I take this trade? Let me explain you this. So first of all, to be very honest, I think there was some sort of FOMO also involved, because ideally it was not my plan to take a trade, but then I saw this setup and then I couldn't resist and I took this trade. So if I show you, if I consult towards the left, bro. Okay, so let me show you this trade on trading view as well and on MT5 as well. So basically what had happened is price was breaking resistances to on the left. Price was breaking resistances, and on this, on the current 30-minute candle, it had wicked down and it started to break the high of the previous candle, because this candle had already broken a very significant resistance towards the left. So because it had broken that resistance, I took that trade. And then, bro, what happened over here? Yeah, I took that trade, and then what is happening to my MT5? Let's leave this. Right, let's leave this. So after एक तो मुझे इसको थोड़ा minimize करना पड़ेगा. Let me minimize this a bit, bro. Yeah. So if you see it over here, bro, what is even happening? Yeah. So if you see it over here, there were some significant resistances which were broken. So this resistance was broken, and there was clean range for price to go up till this level, right? So if I just extend this thing, I just extend this thing all the way till here. Bro, I don't know what is happening, but you guys got it right. If I showed you this on the trading view, you guys can see it on trading view as well. So this candle had broken that area. That area, and after it broke that area, I took a buy, and after taking that buy, price went in my direction. Okay, so if we see here, this was the resistance which was broken from this candle, from this candle, right? This resistance was broken from this candle, and after that, this candle broke that resistance. The next candle wick down, started to break the high of the previous candle. Stop loss was around how many pips, man? Stop loss was around 90 pips. I don't know how I was. Okay, so I was managing this trade based on the 15 minute. So the stop loss was around, uh yeah, it was around 39 pips, which was fine. I took a chance. I took a chance, and then price went up around 50 pips, I guess. Yeah, it went around 55 pips up, and then I closed my trade based on my rule that I am going to see. I am going to book most of my profits as soon as price hits as soon as I capture 50, 60, 70 pips. And then once I'm in profits for the week, then I'm going to let my winners run on certain days of the week when I'm already in profits. So I made $95 again. I had lost $16 today, so I made $95 again. And then now I have recovered this account, I guess around 4%. I'm still down 2.5%, but I am like very hopeful that um, I'm going to, bro, I'm going to recover this account from drawdown. And tomorrow is Thursday, and 21st is Friday. My goal is to just take this account at break even and get this account back in profits. My next reward is date is 20th of August. Basically, my reward date is today, but because I'm in a drawdown, I have nothing left to request. So I guess I'm not getting my third payout on that same reward date as it's mentioned. So, but nonetheless, man, see, this whole week, that this whole past week, this was important for me. This was important for me for certain things. So this whole past week in which I lost $350. This, you see this, these reds, this losing streak, this was important for me because after going through that losing streak, I have built a very concrete trading plan which I know which works for me. Earlier I used to like get a bit confused that whether I should let my trades run, or whether I should not let my trades run. But after letting my trades run, I got this thing into account that, man, see, if you're going to let your trades run, then your win rate is going to drastically go down. And if your win rate is going down on a prop account, it's going to breach your account because you don't have that big of a room to breathe. So because of that, now I've like absolutely now I have made a very concrete trading plan and I am following that. And based on that trading plan, I should if I follow that trading plan religiously, I shouldn't breach this account now again. So these were all the trades which I took after that trade. Like 1.5 months ago, I uploaded this trade recap in which I lost $9. No, I think that, yeah, in which I lost $12, I guess. This trade recap which I uploaded, I don't know when I uploaded this. Yeah, I lost some. I don't know, man, what I am even saying right now. But um, wait a second, bro. Yeah, so I guess. Yeah, so after this day on 9th of July, this was the last day when I uploaded my trading recap. This was the previous video, and after this video, these I have like given a detailed breakdown of all the trades I have taken after these all trades. मैंने journal कर लिए हैं अब. Second, I have given a deep analysis and a deep breakdown of everything. So now I'm doing what now I know what I'm doing. So what are the let's see. So now what are the outcomes and what are the lessons I have learned from this week, this $360 losing week. So the number one thing which I learned is that never change your trading plan. See, those rules which even got me profitable in the first place made me get two payouts, made me get $343 in payouts. You know what? You know one thing, guys. I have just invested $29 in this account. You know that? uh, like I don't have any other challenges. Like, yeah, these are all my challenges. I don't have any other challenges. I just invested $29 on this payout on this challenge. This was the first challenge I bought from Funding Pips, and I have made $343 from that challenge. So that's itself a very big achievement. And all of those things, all of the profits which I made that by following that plan. So I should just keep following that plan religiously, show up every day, be consistent. I should exit on 50 to 60 pips on Mondays and Tuesdays, and if I'm in profits from Mondays and Tuesdays, then I can let my winners run on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So that's my number one rule. Second rule is that never take more than two trades a day, and that too never lose more than 1% on your master account, or maximum 2% if that 2% was, if you intended to lose 2%. But right now my default basic rule is that I should not lose more than 1% in a day. So first of all, first rule is to keep following that 50-60 pips strategy, like book 50 to on book on 60 50, 70 pips, 50-60 pips on Mondays and Tuesdays, and if I am in profits, for then let my winners run on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. That's the first rule. The second rule is that don't overtrade. Don't take more than 1 to 2 trades a day. Don't do that, because if you do that, then you're in a negative frame of mind. Then you're in a revenge state, and if you're as long as you don't stop doing that revenge trading, you're not gonna be profitable. So that's my second rule. My third takeaway is to see that whether to see the news, to see my calendar. I did not, I don't know why, man, I didn't see this calendar and I lost $110. This was a very big mistake which I did. So to see this. And the fourth thing is to just trade nonchalantly. Don't actively look for setups. Don't try to manufacture a setup. Don't try to do that. If there is a setup being formed, if you cannot decide to take a trade in the first 10 seconds after opening the chart, then that setup is not a good setup, bro. So follow these rules, and eventually I'm going to like get out of this drawdown. I am sure I'm going to get out of this drawdown, and then we'll request our third payout. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, guys. Now I'm gonna be consistent, and I'm going to upload regularly. Every day I'm going to upload. This was a big ass video. I know it was a 1 hour 7 minute video. So hope you guys liked this video. Hope you guys learned a lot from this video. This was a deep insight, deep journal of all the trades which I took, all those trades which made me even get my payouts. So hopefully we're gonna recover from this 2.5% drawdown, and then we'll request another payout, our third payout. So peace out, guys. Peace out.